My name is Marietta Mehanni, and this week we're going to be working our legs, our quadriceps in particular, and our triceps all at the same time. Can you believe it? And you're also going to be working your postural muscles, your deep abdominal muscles. Quite clever. This is also pelvic floor safe. So this is a really good alternative for those people who are challenged with that, and you'll be able to exercise safely because we'll be sitting on the ball. So the ball helps with supporting the pelvic floor. So I'm using a Swiss ball and I'm using a Gymstick, which is a fiberglass stick weighing 400 grams and a couple of bands attached on each side, resistance bands with a loop. So I'm going to put this on. So I'm going to place a stick into my hips, bend over, place the straps around the arch of my feet. The Gymstick originally comes from Finland, and it was designed by two athletes to try and train in all sorts of different positions. And that's why we really like the Gymstick, because I can now add resistance in a way I would normally not be able to with weights. So I'm just going to simply take this over my head and let it slide down my back so it's actually behind me. So you'll notice I'm going to do something now. I'm going to turn the Gymstick, and what that does is it makes the bands shorter. So it makes the bands a little bit tighter. It's really effective because I can turn it around a lot or a little. And because it's just wrapping around the end of the stick, I'm not having to grasp it with my hands. I can just hold the stick like a normal barbell. Okay, so I'm going to sit up nice and tall on the ball. I'm going to add quite a bit of resistance. And think about your posture. So this is really important. And what you can do is push down against the stick to sort of assist you with your posture. You're going to lift one leg up off the floor, kick that leg out and bring it down and tap the floor. Kick that leg out and bring it down and tap the floor. Now the second I start doing that, the minute my foot lifts off the floor, I can feel that tension in the bands. And I'm a little bit unstable because I have to balance on one foot while I'm performing this exercise, but I'm already feeling it in my midsection muscles just because of the way I'm sort of attached to my feet. Like as my feet move, that resistance is going through my whole body because I'm aware of it in my hands. And I want to keep that Gymstick still and not let it follow through with my leg and pull around to the side. So I'm going to keep it nice and still, lift that leg up and perform basically a knee extension on the Swiss ball. Now if you find that it grabs you in the hips, no problem. Just get a bigger ball so that you're sitting up a little bit higher. And we're going to do some on the other side. So if you're a group fitness instructor and you're using Gymsticks with your Swiss ball, or you want to add some variety to your training as a personal trainer, you know, what you probably want to do is somewhere between 8 to 16 repetitions on each side. I really like using the Gymstick a lot. It's a really versatile piece of equipment and it's super safe because it's so light. You can pull it apart in the middle so it's portable. You can put it in a suitcase so when you travel, you've got your own gym equipment coming with you. Okay, so once you've done 8 on each side, then see if you're able to do it with balance. So now I'm not letting my foot touch the floor at all, and I'm kicking that leg out in front and just bringing it back in again. Wow, this is intense. You're going to feel this in your quadriceps for sure, but also in your postural muscles. If you're not feeling it in your thighs, but you'd like to feel more of it, just turn the Gymstick even more to add resistance to make sure that your quad's getting the workout that you want it to get. And you think about keeping your spine tall, tuck your chin in, so you're lifting up at the crown of your head. I'll try some on the other side now. So, you know, if you're teaching this in class, I would do about 2 blocks of music, you know, get people comfortable with moving with one foot off the floor. So it's a little challenging because I've got only one point of support on the floor. All right, and relax. So then where are we going to use the triceps? I'm glad you asked. So now I've got the stick in my hands. I'm going to take a little bit of tension off so it's not so tight. And as I lift the foot off the floor, I'm going to pull the Gymstick back. Now, you've got to really make sure that you keep your chin tucked in with this because there is a tendency to want to throw your head forwards in an attempt to take the arms back. And all you need to do is take some tension off if you're finding it too challenging to do. Sit up really tall so those arms are as straight as they possibly can be and allow your foot to touch the floor in between each repetition. So I'll just face you on this one. So I'm pulling back and releasing, allowing that foot to hit the floor each time. So as I add that action with my arms, I'm actually feeling a lot more in my abdominal area as my anterior muscles are trying to brace against that activity to the back. Now, it's not a bad brace, so if you're thinking, oh, I shouldn't be doing that, what you basically do is feel that your abdominals just gently pull in as the stick goes back. And I'm doing that without really thinking about doing that. It's important to breathe out. And for those people who want to add a pelvic floor lift, add the lift as you take that leg forwards and release. So, of course, if you can do that with your foot touching the floor, can you do it with your foot off the floor? Yes, you can. So, I'm going to take my foot off the floor, get my balance first, and kick. Woohoo! Alright, so try and keep those arms straight, keeping the back as tall as possible, keeping that foot off the floor the entire time, and stretching the arm as far back as you can. Now, just to reiterate, that's an underhand grip, so not overhand, underhand grip behind my back. And kicking forward. So, good thigh workout. I'm getting a good tricep workout, really deltoid. My postural muscles are working hard to stay in this position, and I can add the added bonus of doing a pelvic floor lift prior to performing each kick and then releasing as I come down. My abdominals instinctively just want to activate gently as I pull the Gymstick back. That's the deep abdominals. Really like this exercise. So if you're interested in finding out more about the Gymstick, you can go to my website, mariettamehanni.com. You can purchase Gymsticks from there and get more information around Gymstick training. And also on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, you can get a whole bunch of different exercises with Gymstick, which you can utilise without the Swiss ball. And that's this week's muscle conditioning tip.